The APRM commemorated its 13th anniversary.
Yesterday, the APRM held its 14th anniversary.
Tomorrow will be the 15th year since the African Peer Review Mechanism, Africa's governing monitoring instrument, was established.
This year marks the 20th anniversary of the African Peer Review Mechanism, launched in 2003.
Starting with a mere 6 member states in 2003, the African Peer Review Mechanism has skyrocketed to a remarkable 43 member states today. Established on 9 March 2003 by the NEPAD heads of states and government, its vision remains steadfast to build an Africa that is prosperous, peaceful, democratic, and sustainable.
In the past, they used to tell us, do it this way. This time, we want to say, this is our program, and that was what happened.
And we said, it's important that this African state, which must play an important role in terms of this development, has to be empowered, must be strong enough to play this role. Hence, the peer review mechanism.
The APRM serves as the Africa Union's self-monitoring tool for governance. It diligently carries out its mandate to achieve the government aspects of Agenda 2063. Specifically, it aligns with Aspiration 3 and Aspiration 4 of the Continental Agenda. As we look back over the past 20 years of the APRM's endeavors in advancing democracy and good governance across the continent, we revisit significant milestones that have profoundly changed this Africa's premier homegrown initiative on governance throughout the last 2 decades.
When we started, we were a very small organization. We were very much affiliated with the NEPAD vision. And then I've seen the organization grow.
By the time we joined it, everybody was enthusiastic to see what this new breed is, what it's going to achieve. And up to now, from 10 countries, now we have 43.
The APRM process is an unprecedented initiative. It is a unique apparatus that we created voluntarily.
A little over a decade, we have witnessed the APRM grown from strength to strength.
During its initial decade, the APRM experienced rapid growth. Nonetheless, this growth was soon interrupted between 2014 to 2016, which translated into an opportunity for the mechanism to adapt to changing realities within Africa and beyond, and to tackle institutional hurdles. Thus, a decision was made to revitalize the mechanism.
I am determined, with your support, to see to it that the APRM is revitalized and realigns its rightful place as an effective and innovative governance tool for our continent.
And then in 2016, our current CEO, Professor Maloka, came and we were revitalized. And revitalization brought a lot of new energy into the building. We were able to bring in a lot more reviews in our core mandate, but we also added a lot of other synergistic programs.
The results were clearly, first of all, the recommitment of the member states to the process of the APRM.
The revitalization process has strategically positioned the APRM to oversee, assess, and monitor the implementation of critical government facets across the continent. This revitalization process was structured around a 3-pronged strategy involving restoration, reinvigoration, and renewal. The aim was to bring the APRM back in sync with the evolving landscape and to address the challenges it had encountered. Furthermore, the mechanism was fully integrated into the AU system under the patronage of His Excellency President Idriss Déby of Chad. This shift was poised to become a game changer for the APRM, marking a significant progress in the governance landscape.
The African Peer Review Mechanism has proven to be an essential tool in the promotion and exercise of the good governance desired by the African Union.
The APRM, it's a mirror. So when you look at yourself in a mirror and you see that you have a pimple, you don't break the mirror. You go and fix the pimple. So that's really the whole logic of the APRM.
APRM has this way of check and balances. And when you're doing something, you have a way of check and balances. It puts you on your toes to do the right thing at all the time.
I don't want us to be told what to do. And if we don't want to be told what to do, I think there are accepted or standard norms of governance that we should now embrace as a continent. And I think the APRM comes in handy.
The ultimate aim is to empower the African citizens to own their governance agenda. And I think this is the beauty of the African peer review mechanism that we are celebrating today.
APRM is a firm statement of the resolve of African countries to strengthen effective governance and inclusive development.
Since its establishment, the mechanism has celebrated several accomplishments, including deepening democracy and governance through its unique process of peer reviews and assessments. These efforts have played a pivotal role in enhancing citizen participation in governance processes and promoting peer-to-peer dialogues among heads of state and government. In doing so, it has evolved into a tool that embodies the fundamental principle of African solutions to African problems.
So nobody must stand at a distance and merely say, I'm hoping. Engage, get closer, point to the wrongs when they happen.
The work of the APRM must not only end with the leaders.
The APRM needs to be citizen-driven.
A people-centered program.
And I think that the APRM provides a unique platform for civil society, business and government to talk about governance issues in ways that are sometimes not possible or not encouraged in countries. And
moreover, the APRM actively promotes citizen engagement by prioritizing the inclusion of women and youth in its governance programs. This deliberate effort aims to ensure broader representation and active participation of these vital segments of society in shaping governance and policy initiatives.
The youth and the women of this continent are really not just the future of the continent, but our biggest asset right from now.
We have to include the women because bad governance has basically affected most women. Conflict and wars have affected mainly women and children.
In this regard, we must collectively and decisively include the youth in seeking solutions that will drive concrete political action and commitments from all duty bearers.
So the youth are you could say, the heartbeat, the majority of our population on the continent. So we cannot really envisage this future Africa united continent without factoring in the role and position of our youth in it.
The issues of the youth are not issues of biology. The question is, what right ideas do you have?
In relation with its co-mandate, the mechanism has made notable achievements. To date, 26 countries have undertaken the first country review. Additionally, the APRM has successfully conducted 8 targeted reviews on specific areas. As part of the recent development of the Africa Governance Report on unconstitutional changes of government in Africa, the APRM has conducted targeted reviews on UCG in 5 countries. To safeguard the independence, integrity, credibility, and professionalism of the peer review process, the APR panel members are the custodians of the review process for undertaking in-country assessments, and this is done in accordance with the APRM mandate.
If you see the modality that we use to move this agenda, it is that you go into countries, you let them do their self-assessment. They themselves decide what is the status of government, of governance in their country. So then you have the panel looking at this and making recommendations and so on. And then you come back and report on the recommendations.
These initiatives underscore the mechanism's dedication to conducting comprehensive assessments and evaluations across diverse governance domains.
20 years for any institutions, quite a lot. And during this time, I think we have achieved a lot. First, we have made this initiative acceptable to the majority of African people.
If you say to me, what have we achieved over the last 20 years? Of course, the very fact that the African leaders have been able to create a body that you don't find anywhere in the world. For me, I think it's an achievement.
Of the 55 AU member states, more than 2/3 have already acceded to the APRM. This is a wonderful achievement.
Let's bring some breath of fresh air into the APRM and let's move it to that level where it will become a relevant part of the governance mechanisms, good governance mechanisms we have.
20 ans, c'est l'âge adulte, l'âge de la responsabilité. Nous devons être tous aux côtés du MAEP et je veux dire joyeux anniversaire. Et j'espère que ensemble nous allons continuer les années futures, 20 ans, 40 ans, 60 ans. Les hommes disparaissent, c'est vrai, mais les institutions restent.
APRM has been one of the best tools being created in the African Union, and I want to say thank you to all the staff, all the head of states, all the people who have contributed in one way or the other to making sure that APRM becomes successful in 20 years.
A happy 20th anniversary of the APRM.